Are we live? Are we live? Okay, I think we're live. Cool. Can anyone hear me? People watching? What's up? Testing out a new mic, so if you can't hear me or if the music's too loud, comment below. I appreciate it. If you're watching this in a VOD, don't comment anything because it's not live, right? But if you're watching this and you're new to the channel, what's up? My name's Jason. This is my channel where we primarily build PCs. That's like mostly what we do. We talk Steam Decks, we talk other PCs, we talk video editing, home labs, computers, all of that. You're in the right spot. And so today in this live, I have been tasked with a pretty beefy request by a friend. Whenever I say friend, people often say, wow, how many friends do you build computers for? Well, all of them. But really, whenever I say friend, I don't literally mean like my best friend, right? When I say friend, I mean my friend, my family, a friend of a friend, a coworker's friend, basically just anyone in my life who I'm interacting with. But it's easier to just say friend than to go too deep into what it is, right? I just say friend. But I've been tasked with a friend to build a $1,300 gaming computer for them. That's before tax, of course. And it's a little bit more than that, but I'm not gonna put, you know, 1340 or whatever in a title. So it's a pretty beefy computer. And he tasked me with picking the right parts and just kind of gave me the money. And I said, okay, I'm gonna do my best during Black Friday to build a PC that will suit your needs and look really good. Renato, what's up, man? Good to see you. How are you? Yellow. What's up, dude? How are you? And the only requirements is like, here's my money. Here is, I want a white case, and I want it to last me many years. So we had a few things to do with that. Renato says, can I start by saying something spicy? Sure. Go ahead. And if you say chili pepper, I'm banning you. Renato, by the way, is my mic levels okay? And is the music too loud? Please tell me. Blind Tech in the chat, what's up, man? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in, guys. I know I don't do these streams that often, so I appreciate anytime you guys come in. We're gonna get started on the computer soon because it's kind of a hard build. There's water cooling involved, not custom, but like AIOs take some time to put together. So I don't want to dilly-dally too long. We're just gonna hang out for 10 minutes. Mic is good, voice is fine. Thank you very much. Human Jerky, what's up? Thanks for coming in. Yeah, it seems like I stream so little that I forget all of my settings when I do. So I'm always like worried that the levels aren't gonna be good. Even though I'm looking at it, I'm looking that it says it should be good. And in my mind, I'm like, I don't know. How you guys doing? How has been your week? How was your Thanksgiving? To any of my American friends, do y'all have a good Thanksgiving? Renato says, you, Linus, and Oz did $500 builds in the same week, and yours was far above the rest. Wow, really? Thank you so much. That's really nice to say. I look up to Linus and Oz, so for you to say that is like, thank you. That's not spicy at all. It's actually very nice. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I mean, they do great builds. I did see the Oz one, I think. And I think Oz, what did he do? 1 hour for clock out, yay. What's up, Arnold G? Linus, Oz does something different where he definitely strays on the more safe side of things. So I think Oz is scared of people clapping back, which is fair. And he is more like, and this is a good thing, I really should do this. He errs more on the, this is obtainable side. And Linus is on the other side where it's like, no way you can ever build this, don't even try it. And I'm somewhere in the middle, where I will have builds, why does this keep unfocusing? Because I'm moving my hands. I will have builds that are actually what I paid for them, but there will be sales in there that were only for like a day. So while I have no problem making a video, why is it unfocusing? I have no problem making a video that has a sale that was only for like a day, and then the price went up the next day. I don't think Oz would. I think Oz, yeah, Oz was decent. Yeah, I think Oz doesn't like to do stuff like that. I think he likes things to be more available. So for me, sometimes I'll throw in a case that I got for 40 bucks And I did get it for that. I'll show the receipt and everything, but that's not really obtainable. You know what I mean? And then Linus will do things like make a computer that doesn't even have a case, or he's like, yeah, I just picked up this case on the side of the street. And to me, I'm like, that's way unobtainable. I would never go that far. And then Oz is kind of on the safer side where it's like, no, everything needs to be available right now at this price. No amazing sales kind of thing. So that's nice of you to say. I appreciate that. Glasses reflection causing laser thing to misadjust? I don't think that's a thing. I think it's because I keep moving. Here, let me back up a little bit. That'd be pretty funny though. Linus didn't have a GPU in his. Linus made a $500 computer and he didn't put a GPU in it? For real? You could put a GPU in it. That's okay, interesting. Hazards me, what's up, man? How are you? Cletus, hey, love seeing your budget build, but can I ask for your option in a pre-build? Yeah, of course. Anytime. Thermal take PSU incident? Yeah. Cletus asks, it is built on the AM4 platform with 16 gigs of RAM and has a 3300U, but no GPU for 230. It has a 512 gig SSD, but since it's on AM4, I have a massive upgrade path. At 3300U, I'm confused. That is a mobile CPU, because the U, right? So do you mean it's just a Ryzen 3300? Is that like a Ryzen 3? I didn't even know that existed. I'm confused. I thought 3300U was like a mobile chip. But I mean, even so, if you're getting a full computer with 16 gigs of RAM, half a terabyte of SSD, and it's on AM4 for 230, I feel like, I don't know. I think that's not that bad, actually, considering they did all the work. All you have to, like, yeah, he can do better. Renato's right, he can certainly do better. But for 230, I think that's pretty good for what you're getting. I mean, I'm not saying buy it and then just stick with it, but as like a primer or something to play with, I think that's not that bad, depending on where you live. It really depends on your local area, right? Depends on what you got. Get RX 580, lol, cheap. Yeah, RX 580s are always good. U for underpowered. I think that is the U. So HS, I think, stands for like the better ones, and then U is like the toned down ones, right? If I'm remembering correctly. 3200G. Okay. Okay, that makes more sense, Cletus. Thank you. So 3200G. Yeah, Jason built a better PC for 200. Yeah, but you know, I've never had an AM4 computer for $200. You have to remember, all those computers I build for $200, they are like garbage. Like, I don't want to say garbage, but they're just like 12-year-old equipment, right? And so like, I don't want to like, to be on AM4 for 230, that's not bad. But yeah, I think it's okay. It depends on the case. It depends on the quality of everything. But I would say it's good, not amazing. But it could be a good place if you want to start. If you've never built a computer, or if you want to start and you want to play around with it, throw a GPU in it, I think that would be fine. The 3200G, very underpowered. I messed with it recently in a $50 build. It's very, very low powered. Like it's not great, I will admit. It's like a very weak chip. So you would have to be sticking with something very low, like very low, like an RX 580, or I don't know how big you could go. You'd have to upgrade the CPU eventually. So yeah, just be aware that that CPU will get replaced pretty quickly. Human Jerky says it's probably good for a home theater PC or just daily browsing off steps. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Things like the 3200G and i3s and stuff, they are amazing, especially the modern ones. They are amazing, truly, for doing everything that isn't gaming. And a lot of them can still game pretty well. The modern ones, like the 12100F, 13100F, 14100F, all those i3s, they've got great boost clocks, so they have no problem. It's just Ryzen 3 at that level, and especially the G ones, they're not very strong. So I would say if you truly, if that's like the only you can get, and you're okay with later upgrading the CPU and turning it into a project, I think it's okay. Not every build has to be, you know, best price to performance, right? Like Sometimes it's okay to just grab something and turn it into what you want later on, and that's okay too. The 3300U is a mobile processor. Yeah, that's what I thought, but I just didn't know if 3300U even existed. Blind Tech built a Ryzen 5 3600, a 66 super build for 311. It's pretty good. Very, very good. 5700 X3D and forget about it. Man, if it's that price, I'm gonna guess it's an A320 board, and I wouldn't put a 5600 X3D in it. I mean, you could, I suppose. I think people overestimate how much CPU you can put in those things. People like to pretend that like A320, A520, basically you can only put the most basic of CPUs in it, and otherwise it's like trash. Like I've heard people say it is like e-waste. And like, it is not e-waste, that is rude. Like, you know, the manufacturers that had to build that and how hard it is, and like to construct something of that quality and have it work is not easy. The fact that they're able to do it at such a low price is like truly amazing work. So yes, if you have the money, don't buy it, because there are better stuff, but I think it's not that bad. I think you could put a nice CPU in there and it wouldn't be crazy bad. It's not gonna blow up or anything, but I wouldn't do it for the long run, if that makes sense. Like, you can only afford a motherboard upgrade and a CPU upgrade. Yeah, I'd take the CPU for now and then plan on getting another motherboard, because at least you can use the CPU if it's, if it's an AM4 or whatever. So the problem with those chips is no heatsink on VRAMs. I know, I understand that. But I don't think, unless you're overclocking, I don't think that's that big a deal. I think most computers will be okay. Like truly, the fans, you'll be just fine, unless you're doing something crazy. Don't do anything crazy with it. But if you're like, you go into it with like good expectations, I think you'd be okay. Josie, I don't have blonde hair anymore. I decided to get a cut, and so it's like much shorter now, and it's back to my original hair color. So it's like, so this is dyed because you can't just go back to your hair color that quickly. It takes time. So I decided to dye it from blonde to black and then cut it, and eventually it'll grow out, and then my normal hair color will come in, and it'll be a mix for a little bit, and then it'll go back to being my hair color. But yeah, I thought it was time to go back to my good boy cut, as my wife calls it. Clea says, never mind, it's junk. It has a no-name 300 watt PSU with some weird motherboard, and the listing does say 3300U, but it's full-sized. Okay, yeah. A 300 watt PSU, yeah, I don't... Yeah, for 230, yeah, I wouldn't buy that. I wouldn't buy it. I was assuming it was like a 500 watt and like a good PC case and a normal motherboard. This thing sounds like it's like like an Acer pre-built or something. I'd move on from it. Sorry, Cletus. Question: how do you know when your motherboard is bottlenecking your CPU? That's a good question, asked by Ace in the chat. So I will say, here's the thing, guys. Motherboards, as a lot of you do know, they're not going to they're not going to give you more performance, really. Not really, like any meaningful performance. But they are mostly there for the features they offer. So access to overclocking and access to 4 DIMM slots and access to BIOS flashback. They give you a lot of access to things that could help you get better performance, but the motherboard itself generally doesn't, right? And they prevent you, like, who said it earlier? Someone said earlier, I think it was Arnold, that the VRM heat sinks, you're gonna get really big heat sinks on them, and what that means is basically it's gonna allow your CPU to work to its fullest without being limited in any way, without the potential for having a catastrophic event, right? So you don't really know if your motherboard is gonna bottleneck you, and it depends on the chipset. So I would say, like, just do your research, and unless you're on an extreme budget, I would say avoid the lowest priced chipset. So for like Alder Lake, and so 12th, 13th, 14th gen CPUs in Intel, I would avoid the H610 boards, because that's like their cheapest ones. But if that's all you can afford, then it's okay. But if you can buy the step up from that, you should go with that. And basically, as long as it's not like an A320, an A520, an H610, like the very cheapest, lowest rung of the motherboard chipsets, you're gonna be good. You don't have to go all out on like the X870 boards or whatever. Just to do the mid one, B650, what is it, B7, even the Z690, Z790 or whatever would be fine. Those are kind of fancier ones, but don't worry about too much. People worry about overclock, or not overclocking, they worry about bottlenecking way too much. Motherboards aren't gonna bottleneck you unless you buy the cheapest crap. B660, thank you, Arnold. Yeah, blind tech. The VRM is important when it comes to overclocking. Yeah, and to me, that's all it matters. So there's like a very small specific amount of people who actually have to worry about the VRMs. I would say it's not any of us. Sorry, it's not most of us, right? And it's not something I worry about, something I think about. I would gladly run a chunky CPU in a H610 or the cheapest chipset. I just wouldn't do like the top of the top. So if I was gonna run like a 14900K, 14900KS, does that exist? I wouldn't run an H610, but I would be fine running a 14700K, right? As long as I'm not overclocking, I think it's fine, but I'd rather not, because just like with power supplies, whenever you are building up your budget, if you can afford a $500 CPU, you could afford 20 more bucks on your PSU, you know what I mean? If you can afford like an $800 GPU, you can afford a $20 better case, you know what I mean? So like you need to make those, you know, if this is gonna go up this far, everything else has to go up a little bit better too, because you don't wanna be working with a 1 terabyte hard drive in your $2,000 computer without an SSD, right? Like you wanna kinda even it out and make it just easy. Renato said, I think you, Nona Budget, and ZTT are the most real builders. I love Toasty Bros when they make a video that PC is already $300 more expensive. Well, thank you, Renato. I appreciate that. But honestly, it's the same thing for me. And I get a lot of flack for that. I will post videos with prices, and I will post like receipts, like what I paid, but then I can't control prices, so things just go up, and it's like, I hate it, man. You know what I mean? So I don't want to throw shade at Toasty Bros because it's out of their control, but sometimes they'll make videos that are like, here's a cool PC we found on sale. It's really cool. That sale ended 2 weeks ago, right? And so in the video, it wasn't meant to be, you should all go buy this. It's saying, look what we found, be on the lookout for something similar, which I get where they're coming from, but I think as a consumer, I'm like, well, I want to buy something. So I empathize with Toasty Bros, but I also empathize with the viewers, and I know how frustrating that can be sometimes. Because you see this really good deal and you're like, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to see what a great deal you got. That doesn't help me. You know what I mean? But yeah, Renato, I appreciate that, man. That's really nice of you. Yeah, Nerd on a Budget, ZTT, they're great guys. On AliExpress, I found a $55 Ryzen 5 1600 Mobo RAM combo. It was 16 gigs as well. That's pretty good. Well, that's about what it's worth. Because the RAM is going to be like 25 or 30, and then that 1600 is going to be like 40. Use coupon codes. Okay, maybe it's not that good. 1600 is really old. Maybe. I would say, honestly, Cletus, if you want to go that route, unless you literally only have a $200 budget, try your hardest to stay away from Ryzen 1600s, Ryzen that kind of stuff. At this point, it's just a little too old for me. You know what I mean? I think you just got to be more realistic. So unless you literally cannot afford anything better, you can go for it. But if you are not in a rush to get a PC and you can wait a few weeks, save up a little more, get some more allowance, that kind of stuff, I would say steer clear of it, because it's not going to last you as long as something better. So, you know what I mean? Human Jerky says, the difference between A620 and A650 is just overclocking ability, right? Was A620 enough for 7500F, 7600 mini ITX build, because MITX B60 are so expensive? What is an A650? I'm going to assume you mean a B650. It's not necessarily just overclocking ability. There's gonna be a lot of features on there that you're not gonna get on an A620. Things like more RAM slots, BIOS flashback, more ports, more access to more PCIe lanes, more, all this stuff that's gonna make for a better computer all around. But in terms of CPU performance, generally, yeah, outside of the VRM heat sinks, you're probably gonna be performing within 1 or 2%. So yeah, the B650 ITX ones are just expensive right now. And that's how it is for any new chipsets. Since AM5 is still so new in the last 2 years, you're just gonna have to wait a little bit or wait for a good sale. Why even bother overclocking modern CPUs? Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I think people do it for the love, just for fun. And Human Drake says, I know, overclocking is not worth it right now, so I don't care about overclocking. Yeah, you just do it for fun. Ace says, I only asked this because I bought this office PC with the idea to upgrade it in the future, and it's an HP motherboard, which is in a weird format, also with an i5 2400. I see. So that is a different situation. If it's a proprietary motherboard, with an i5 2400, yeah, you're not upgrading. The best CPU you can put in that is what, an i7 2600K, I think, is the highest for that generation. So don't do that. Keep it at the i5 2400 and then just save up for something better. That's like 12 years old at this point. I wouldn't waste any money upgrading it. Use it and use it and enjoy it for now, and just start saving up. It's a little bit too old. Is 470 good enough, or do you need a 4070 Super? Like $200 extra. I'm gonna assume you mean 4070. So, for me personally, I think this generation from NVIDIA cards, the only GPU that I was enticed by for the price to performance that actually made sense for most people was the 4070 Super. Now, does that mean it's worth the extra $150 compared to the 4070? It's up to you. But from what I've seen from like the 4090 all the way down to the 4060, the only one in there that I was compelled by even a little bit was the 4070 Super, because I think it hits kind of the sweet spot. It's a little bit pricey, I'll admit, considering you can get, what is it, like $600 before tax? And you can get the 7900 GRE for like $500, which is, I think it outperforms the 4070 Super for $100 less. So unless you really need NVIDIA, maybe a 7900 GRE would be a better price to performance kind of situation, but I don't know. I like the 4070 Super. If you have the money, I think it's worth it, but 1660 Super is a waste. Go with RTX 3060 at the same price almost. No, I don't think 1660 Supers cost $200. Do they? Okay, if that's true, if 1660 Super is the same price as an RTX 3060, then yes, absolutely. Don't get a 1660 Super. But I don't think they are. Renato has an 11400F with 2060, and I'm gonna upgrade to the B580. That's awesome, man. That's a good little upgrade path. And you're sitting pretty with that CPU, man. That thing's a beast. That's a great little path. Ace says, I see. Should I save up for a motherboard and CPU? Yeah, I think so. I think so. Because that motherboard you have right there, it's proprietary, and it's only gonna go up to, so the CPU you have right now is very old. The CPU you're going to upgrade to is also very old, right? And so it's not worth the money at this point to spend it on that. I wouldn't do it. I would say save your money for a new motherboard, new CPU, and RAM, because you're gonna need those three things, because you're on DDR3 right now, and we're on DDR5. So if you upgrade to like the newest stuff, it's gonna be DDR5, so you're gonna need new RAM as well. So just keep that in mind. What's wrong with the 1660 Super? I missed that since I'm streaming nothing's wrong with 1660 Super. It's a great card. But Arnold was saying that it costs almost as much as an RTX 3060. And he said, don't buy that. And I agree. If it costs about the same, don't buy the 1660 Super. But I think it's a fine card. It just depends on the price, of course. Micro Center, baby, yeah. That's awesome. I love Micro Center. All right, how long have I been, you guys are distracting me. Guys, we got stuff to do. It's in 23 minutes. What are we doing? Okay, so I'm gonna keep answering questions, or if y'all want to talk or anything, but I have to get this computer building. It's burning a hole. So I am going to turn on my, let's see if I can do this properly. Oh man, this is gonna suck. Hold on, guys. MSI Ventus RTX 3060 on Newegg 277. I would say that's overpriced, Arnold. I wouldn't even pay for that. I would buy it used, because you can get the used ones for 200. I don't think it's worth it to buy a new one right now. That's overpriced. But and yeah, don't buy a 1660 super new either. That would also be kind of dumb. I wish Micro Center is in Central Florida. Yes, Human Jerk, he's got it exactly right. We gotta stop the yapping. We gotta start assembling this PC. I agree. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, what's this? What is that? This looks like garbage. Hold on. Okay, so I need to find a way that I can come over here. Let's see. Hey, look at this. This monitor, I can see what you're seeing here. But I need a way to look at y'all's comments. So I'm gonna pull that up on my phone. Let me turn on this light. It's very dark over here, huh? Oh yeah. Here we go. Y'all get to see the whole desk this time. That's pretty rare. I usually try to hide the desk. Okay. Will this work? Okay, guys, there might be a little delay on me seeing comments because I'm just looking at here, but I will do my best, okay? Let me see. Yes, cool. I'm gonna put it right here. Oh no, I can hear myself on it. Pause. Turn it down. Okay. Sorry. We gotta get started. We gotta build this computer, I'm telling you. We are very behind. Let me close this door. Let me get my drink. We gotta stop this yapping, guys. Yes, my webcam is a little bit better now. Why is this so blurry? Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh man. Right there. Wow, it really doesn't want to focus, huh? Let's see. I'm about to put this on manual. If it's not gonna cooperate. I'm going through the settings right now. Hold on, guys. Here, I'm gonna turn. Oh, I did it. Okay. All right, we're not gonna mess with it. I want it to be good. Yes, I upgraded my crappy one. So I'm over here. Sorry, guys. As I said before, the PC I'm building is for a friend of a friend, the friend's partner, more or less. And they are moving. They're moving to my town, actually. And they just came in yesterday. And he said he wanted a new computer because his old one was crashing when even playing RuneScape, which is amazing. Cannot believe it. Old school RuneScape specifically. So I couldn't imagine that. So he gave me money to upgrade his rig, and so I'm happy to do it. Happy to help him out. And he had a big budget. He's told me after tax, $1,500 or less. And I brought it down to about $1,300 before taxes. So it's a little bit over $1,400 with taxes, just to keep it cool. But I thought, you know, right now is not a great time to go Intel at this price range, right? Like, let's be honest, Core Ultra, not that great. And I really like AM5. So he wanted something that would be able to handle that. So we went AM5. And we've got the B650 Gaming X AXV2. If you've seen this kind of motherboard, it is pretty nice. and it's got huge VRM heat sinks like we were just talking about earlier. Man, that's really dark, huh? Is that dark, guys? That was pretty dark. I might turn up the light. Let me pull this out. And I don't think he needs a SATA cable, but we do need the Wi-Fi connectors. We do need the ST screws. And this one has a built-in I/O slot, which is great because I hate I/O shields. I love built-in ones. But this one's cool. It's got 2.5 gigabit LAN, which is pretty sick. Let me turn this light up. This is so dark. Let me crank this. Let me crank this Soldier Boy. There we go. There we go. That's better. Yeah. This one has 2.5 gigabit LAN, which I don't think he needs. He doesn't do anything like that right now. But in the future, if he wants it, he has it. It's got a built-in I/O shield. Let's see what we got here. Wow, a lot of I/O. Now let's see if this autofocus will actually work. Boom, kind of. Pretty good. A lot of good I/O on there, and it has built-in Wi-Fi, which I know in their new place, they're probably gonna want. So this thing's pretty good. Happy for him. I think this thing will do pretty well in everything he needs. Interred, this is AMD Chad. Okay, it's rude, but all right. Renato says, new Indiana Jones game demands that you have a GPU that can do ray tracing. Really? Who's, let me ask y'all, who cares about Indiana Jones? Does anyone care about Indiana Jones game? Like, I see more people talking about it, but I feel like no one actually cares about it. Are y'all gonna play that game? Does anyone care about that game? I don't know. Blind Tech says, is there any B-Series board in the AMD side that uses 10 gig networking? I know it's overkill, but it'd rather be an all-time hard drive than my new network. Yes, B-Series, no. I will say there are no B-Series that will have that because 10 gig NIC is very expensive. You're gonna wanna look in the X870s. Is that what it's called? The high-end AMD AM5 ones. Those are gonna be the ones that have 10 gig. Otherwise, you can buy a cheap 10 gig NIC and throw into one of these slots here, Jonathan. So that could help out. This got dark again, huh? What is going on? I feel like it just got dark all of a sudden. Let me move this over. So yeah, Indiana Jones in the Wheelchair of Destiny. Biggest flop of the year. Agreed. So for RAM, this is a DDR5 board. He wants something that he's not gonna wanna upgrade in a while. So we went for the best. This is G-Skill, 32 gigs. And that's enough for him for now. If he wants 64 in the future, he can go get it. But for me, this is all he needs, knowing what he has. And these are pretty good because these run at 6,000 megatransfers per second, so they're pretty quick. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. There's only a few, and these were a good price. So these are gonna be perfect for him. And again, if he wants to upgrade to 64, he certainly could. And these are not flashy, but you know what? Who needs flashy? Is this the right direction? Wow, I almost just broke it. That's awesome. Come on. You guys ever feel like you're like drunk, but you didn't drink anything? How do I feel right now? I feel so scatterbrained. I think I didn't sleep enough. I hear 4 RAM slots in use makes it slower XMP. Yeah, a little bit. So I would say start with 2 and then upgrade to 4 if you really need to, but the loss is minimal. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Don't worry too much. But I would say, like, yes, optimally, just use 2. But it's better to use 2 and then go to 4 a few years later than it is to get to, sell to, buy two bigger ones later. Does that make sense? Like, it's just, it's not worth it. But yes, we have the RAM. CPU-wise, he is a gamer first and foremost, but he's also a musician. And I think he said specifically he wants to start getting into music production. That's something he really wants to get into. And so you're gonna need a beefy CPU for that. But it's like easy production. He's not doing anything crazy. He's not a professional music producer, right? It's just a hobby. And so we just need a beefier CPU that'll allow more stuff, probably more cores, that kind of stuff. And so we just went with, let's see if I can get it to focus. That'd be cool. Come on. Oh, boom. Ryzen 7 7700X. Can I get closer? Wow, good. There we go. Yep, the Ryzen 7 7700X. And if you're asking me, Jason, why didn't you get the 9800X3D? Well, that costs $500. And my friend doesn't like gaming that much. So I thought this was a good medium ground. And yes, we could have gone with the 9700X. This one was on a good sale, and I think we would rather put that money towards a better GPU. So that is what it is. Blind Tech says, I brought a motherboard that's fully functional on Java for 50 cents plus $12 shipping, and it's an H610. Only thing is that I have to be careful inserting memory on the second slot, otherwise it works. Nice deal. Basically $12.50 for a functional motherboard that might be slightly broken. Not bad at all. Wait, how do I put this in? Where's the arrow? Wait a second. Wait a second. Okay, I was right the first time. I always second guess myself. So we're gonna drop that in, give it a little wiggy wiggy. Yeah, why not have gone with a 9950X3D? Yeah, it's true. Man, you guys are speaking some hard truths today. Let's get that clip down. Okay, we're looking good. We are sitting pretty. We're already 3 components down. SSD. So my friend's SSD is actually not here yet. It comes in tomorrow, but I wanted to do this live stream today. So I'm going to pick out an SSD for him that we're gonna use as a filler. The SSD he chose, I guess I chose, is a 2 terabyte Crucial P3 Plus, the Gen 4 one. So it's a 2 terabyte one, because I think just not to worry about space. Like, he doesn't need 2 terabyte now, but he might eventually want it, you know what I mean? So that is what it is. But for now, I have a 512 gig SSD here that we're gonna use in the meantime, but this will be replaced tomorrow before I give him the PC. This is just, you know, just for stream funsies, guys. Like, I'm just being real with y'all. Take off this huge heatsink, slide this bad boy in, treat it like a lady, very gentle. Pop that bad boy back on. How does this work? I suck at this, man. These specifically, man, I suck. I think this part goes in here. Yes, okay. Pop that in, and then I will screw this down. And now it's hiding under that heatsink. Bro, if you're watching this, don't worry, your SSD is coming tomorrow, okay? But man, how quickly we can get 4 components in. Isn't that crazy? That's like the easy part. The hard part's coming up, and I'm so upset about it. 9950X3D and an RX 580, and you're good. Classic Linus Tech Tips build. I got my son the P3 Plus and it works fine. Non-Plus is meh. Yeah, I like the P3 Plus. I think it's pretty good. I like it a lot, actually. I use it all the time. Human Jerky says, hey Jason, have you looked at the Ryzen 7 8700F? Where I live, that thing costs practically the same as 7600, but it got 2 more cores and just 16 meg L3 cache. Quite a compelling CPU, to be honest. I did not, actually. Honestly, the 8000 series, they all seemed like such a dud. You know what I mean? So I completely wiped it from my memory, any knowledge about them, because I just felt like I didn't care. But at the right price, everything is compelling. So I'd have to look at it more, because if it's the same price as something that's worse, then yeah, I mean, that's awesome. But I don't have the knowledge to guide you on that, I'm sorry. But it seems like you know what you're doing, so I'd say go with what sounds better. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna pretend I know what I'm talking about. Okay, now comes the fun part. So, Black Friday was last week, and I needed a CPU cooler for this bad guy, and I found this for $51 on Amazon. Absolutely insane. $51. How does Thermalright make a profit on this? $50 for a 360 AIO, and the camera unfocuses, with 3 fans, ARGB, the works. I just don't get it. They're losing money, there's no way. And my friend, we could have gone with a standard, cheap cooler. It would have worked just fine on this, let's be honest. But he said he wanted a little pizzazz, and I think for the extra 20 or 30 bucks, having a huge cooler will be really fun. Yeah, that is a steal, I know, right? But guys, let me tell you, on Black Friday, this thing's $51 or $52. On any day, if you check Amazon right now, it's only $60. That's still crazy. Like, how are they making money on $60? It's just crazy to me. I don't know how they do it. Like, if you go check Amazon right now, this costs 60 bucks. I'm like, how? So, I mean, yeah, 51 bucks, that's awesome. That's a steal. And now comes the part I was dreading where I have to set it up. And this is gonna be the most complicated part of this build. I'm hoping everything's already attached, because man, I hate setting up AIOs. I hate putting them in the machine, in the case. I hate setting them up. I hate everything. But I think here's the common knowledge. People like to put this on this first, right? Then you put the whole thing into the case. Is that like the proper way to do it these days? So like attach this to this, have them in 2 pieces, put the motherboard in, and then install this, right? I think that's like kind of the best way to do it, right guys? Northern Lights Custom PC says, anytime I build a PC that is on AM5, I try to go 2 terabyte, just seems to make sense. Yeah, I agree. I think if you can afford AM5 and you can afford a big GPU, buy the extra terabyte, you know what I mean? That's just kind of how I would do it. Ace bought a 3 gig 1060 for $70 with shipping. Oh, that's kind of pricey. I guess it depends where you live. Alrighty. Let's see. Man, this is gonna suck. Oh, it's already attached. Oh, I'm so happy. I am so happy. Look at that, guys. It's already attached. Thank goodness. I hate attaching fans to these. I hate all of that. I am so happy it's already came. Thermalright, I love you. I am so impressed right now. $51 for this, and it comes basically pre-assembled. This is awesome. Man, this thing's a chonker. Woo! It's a big boy. Ooh, it's got this little glass thing on it. All right, let's just do this now before I forget, because I will forget. Ooh, that was good. I do top mount always, disperses air bubbles horizontally. Yeah. There's no order you can do either way. Yeah, I know, I'm just saying what's like the best way. A Psycho Llama says, I feel like if you attach the cooler before putting the motherboard in the case, it would put the radiator in first. So here's the thing, Psycho Llama, I'm gonna put the radiator top mounted. So if this is in the top, it's gonna be very hard to get the motherboard in below, I feel like, right? Because there are some screws at the top that might be hard to get to. I don't know how big, well, the case is pretty big. I think it'd be fine. I think if it was like over here, like so, if we were mounting it on the right side and the motherboard was over here, I agree with you. I would probably put this up first. But I'm planning to do it here because my case already has fans over here. So I think putting this in first might affect plugging in the motherboard and like pushing cables through the motherboard tray. Does that make sense? So I'm like wondering how I should do that. And what do y'all think? Should I have the pipes over here or should I have the pipes on the right? I think the right makes more sense because there's nothing over here. But then look, that looks kind of silly. What would be these kind of angle these down maybe? Do like this. This is the part I hate the most. That looks stupid. I wish these were like intuitive. I want to turn because it wants to turn so bad, but then this is not a good way to do this. I feel like this would be kind of silly, but that does feel intuitive. Monte, 100% I have jumped the gun too many times. Yep. Put on first and damage CPU or solder out of socket, possibly with jerking. Yeah. Angle up, let's air out though. Yeah. Oh, do you mean put this at the top? No, hold on. Because the way these, I think this is kind of, like, the pipes are long enough that it feels like it wants to be like this, right? And so it's not gonna pull or push on these pipes, because otherwise, if I put in any other direction, it's like pushing on those pipes. Like that's pushing them pretty hard. The only way to just have them relax is to just be like this. And I don't think that's that big a deal. I think that's okay actually. But don't most people put, well, the RAM is gonna be over here. So I don't want these to infect the RAM at all. Huh. Do side at least, but memory sticks interfere. Yeah. What about this? Y'all think this would be okay? Right here? Because this isn't pulling any strain on these pipes. And this is like, this sits right here. Left side is good if VRM's clears. Yeah, I think it, oh yeah, that's true. I don't know why we're acting like we don't have the motherboard right here. Oh yeah, guys. Tons of room. Look at this. Tons of room. Even on the RAM side, if I wanted to do over here, there's tons of room. We're sitting pretty. So this is what it's gonna look like right there. That looks pretty good. And these aren't RGB, so I don't care if they get covered up a little bit. But yeah, I think this is how we're gonna do it. God, I'm so glad it's attached. I'm telling you, I hate doing this kind of stuff. Okay, let me get these screws out and all this stuff. Man, I do have to do this at least. Okay. So we are running AM5. Done deal. Thank you guys in the chat. We need the AM5 one. This is Intel. I'm gonna keep this just in case. Got my thermal pasty. This is the AMD one, right? Because this clips onto this like this, right? Yeah. And then I screw this on. Yeah. So you're saying all of this, oh, come on, get off. Wow, it's really tight. So you're saying all this stuff is for Intel? 12100, 1700, 20XX. Yeah, this is all Intel. That giant pile of stuff's all different Intels. This is to convert to SATA if I want. This is, what is this? I have not installed one of these in a while. Because I know this goes here if I'm doing, oh, this is also Intel. This is the, yeah, this is the top part of this. Got it. Wow, a lot of Intel stuff. Man, AMD is kind of pro. Bottom would block SSD slot much more. Yeah, and I'm gonna change this later, so I don't want that to happen. So wow, all I gotta do is attach this to this. Right, does this attach? Oh. So if I'm gonna do it like this, I want this to be like this. Yes. And then this is gonna attach to this, and it's just gonna sit right there. Wow, these have gotten really easy these days. I have not done one in a long time. Fantastic. Okay, I will put the thermal paste on. How do y'all do your thermal paste? A little dot. I do a division symbol with longer ones on the side. But truly, I like to err on putting too much compared to too little. Like, I would just rather make sure I'm good to go and then try to spare it. Like, thermal paste is cheap. It's free with every core you buy. Why am I trying to spare it, right? Like, I'd rather just get it in there, make sure it's gonna spread well, and be good to go. All right, let's see. So I'm gonna attach one side to this bad boy. Attach the other. Boop. Okay, I got one. Need this one too. Oh, that's way off. Here we go. There we go. And then we screw. We're done. That's it, guys. AM5, easy. Did y'all see how quick that was? We spent more time complaining about it than we did actually installing it. Isn't that amazing? So I'm gonna do as tight as I can with my hands and then just finish it up with the screwdriver. Wow, basically nothing. My hands were able to do it like all the way. This is great. Okay, wow, it's on there. Look at that. So easy. This is crazy. I'm like so impressed. And then, oh, so the GPU, this is gonna be pushing on the GPU a little bit. So this is gonna be like this. Yeah, that should be okay. That's okay. And then we've got a little peely peel here, which I like to peel first because I'm a sycophant like that. I do need to keep these because I am going to attach this to my case. So I do need to keep those, but everything else can go back in the bag and keep if he ever wants to switch to Intel, I suppose. I don't think he ever will, but hey, that's his choice. I'm gonna give all of this stuff to him in the bags and say, do with it what you will. All right, how are we feeling, guys? We're sitting pretty, look at that. It's crazy, crazy how cheap and easy it is to do these. I used to hate AIOs, but this is great. We're sitting pretty, guys. Okay, what do we need next? I have my power supply. I don't have my power supply, so I need my case. So I need to clear this desk and I need to get my case out of the box because it's still in the box. Okay, here. I'm going to move all this over here. So, the case is a premium case, and I've actually featured it on the channel before. He wanted a white case with a lot of RGB with some nice features. Oh my gosh. It's a heavy boy. Okay. This is the MPG Gungger 300R Airflow White. And I have built with this in the past. I like it a lot. It is a premium case. It's not cheap, but it's not too expensive actually. I think it's like $150. So this is a case he is going to use forever. This is his case. Without it, he is useless. Without the case, no, without him, it is useless. Uh-oh, stuff's falling, guys. Come on. Here we go. Don't hit the camera. Hit the camera. I said I wasn't gonna do it, but I did it. Come on. Ugh. Guys, this office is too small. There we go. There goes the camera. Okay. Maybe I should have opened this before I got on camera, huh? Bye-bye. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. There's a little box here with some accessories we can use. Put that there. Bye-bye. Okay, let's bring this back. So yes, this is a very nice case. I like it a lot, actually. Hold on. Let me go back in here. Open on floor, pick up. Mr. C&D, what's up, man? Sorry, guys, my chat froze. I didn't see anyone's messages. Let me catch up real quick. Mr. C&D, good to see you. You didn't get a notification? What a joke, YouTube. What a joke. Whoa, open on floor, pick up. Nah. When talking about thermal paste, I do a line for rectangle, so you put P size for square. Yeah, that's about right. I use a spreader and cover evenly. Yo, hazards me, you are way cooler than I am. I have no patience for that, but that is probably the best way. All right, let's get this plastic out. So I actually love this case, I really do. And something I noticed is that I use a lot of MSI cases on this channel. And that's not because I love MSI, I'm indifferent, but I don't know, like their cases always go on sale. I think that's it. This channel primarily searches for sales, and it seems like MSI is always like ready to burn through their stock. Because I was thinking about it the other day, I was like, man, I use a lot of MSI stuff on this channel, but it's not a sponsor, it's not a shill, it's not a bias, it's just they want to get rid of their stock quick. So to work in this, let me pull off the side panels because we're not going to need it for now. And then we'll talk about the case. Because if you didn't see my $800 build, it was in this bad boy. And I love it. So, a lot of airflow. Top, all mesh. Front, all mesh. Look at that, beautiful. 3 ARGB fans installed in the front, 1 in the back. Built-in GPU sag bracket, very cool. Probably won't going to be using it because the card we are using is a little bit smaller, but it's nice to be there, and it is ARGB as well. And again, I doubt he'll use anything with it, but you know, just in case. Let's get this off. Oh no, where's my knife? Daddy needs his knife. Cool. Bye-bye. I'm making a big mess over there. Let's check the chat. Blind Tech says, I love Sama cases because they're cheap and easy to build in. Very cool. That drink can gonna fall soon. My crucible hardly fails. No, this can will be here forever. I'm telling you, I never spill drinks. He said moments before catastrophe. Yeah, I like this case a lot. It is a really good premium build quality. Really thick metal, very heavy. I had a hard time picking it up. Really thick side plating. Really lots of room for cable management. Let's check out the back. Really nice design. I love the silver tabs. Built-in fan controller. Really good cable management out of the box. 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, lots of room for 2.5s, 2 hard drive bays, power supply, like you are set for everything you're gonna need. Look how much room for cable management. Let me see if I can get this up. Look at that. That's like an inch. It's crazy. And so it is kind of a big boy, so it's not gonna be a mini tower, but for what you get, I think it's pretty good. I think it's worth it. So, what do I need to do? I'm gonna keep this on. I need to get the route or the radiator in. But let's see what's in here first. This is the box that came with the case. I think this is gonna be, oh yes, look at this. You know what this is? This, so you can actually vertical mount your GPU in here, and the way they do it, this case has a swappable here. So generally, a lot of case manufacturers will just put a vertical one here and then have these here. This one, this whole thing is removable. See the 2 screws? I can take that out and put in a vertical mount. Wait, no, here, yeah. You can put in a vertical mount this way. Is it that way? I think it's that way. And be on your merry way. It's pretty cool, huh? Wait, which direction is it? Because if the vertical mount is here, that means this is here. But how does that work? Because these are here. I don't know. Oh, no, I got it. Yeah, it's like this. There are screws underneath here. Yes. And these go on top of this. Pretty cool, right? So I like that it comes with that. I think that's really fun. It's a different way to do it. And then in here, of course, you have your screws. You have, I don't know what this is, some other stuffs. I think this is for the vertical mount as well. A ton of screws, a variable catastrophe of screws. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna take that out because I'm gonna need it. What is this? Oh, this is for the, it's a screwdriver. It's so long. I think it's so long because there is some parts that are kind of hard to reach with a normal tiny little screwdriver, so they give you this big chungus. So that's cool. Again, he will never vertical mount his GPU. He's not that kind of person to do kind of stuff like that. He's not a tech head. But the option is there. Maybe down the line, I don't know, he wants to. I'd love to have that option. Man, my chat keeps failing. I have to keep opening it. There we go. Is still good? My level's still good? Okay. Okay. Oh man, we are behind. So, let me get this back. So I think, let me make sure the holes are gonna line up, and it's an ATX, so we should be good, but never fails to check. Yes, okay. Standoffs, good to go. Always check, guys. Don't think, oh, it's standard. It's never standard, trust me. You can't trust these case manufacturers. They're running wild. I think I want to install the radiator first. That's such a pain in the butt. You know what? Nope. We're gonna do it, guys. We are going motherboard first. I don't know why. I feel compelled to install the motherboard first. If anybody asks, just say Mr. C&D put me up to it, okay? They'll know what I mean. Line that up. Yeah, that's fine. What am I complaining about? It's gonna be fine. Plug in USB power to phone and won't fail safe. Yeah, but my screen's not turning off is the thing. It's not that it's turning off, it's that the chat is just stopping loading for some reason. I don't know. Like my phone's at full battery. Okay, got that. I need the motherboard screws. How are you guys doing? Is this entertaining to you? Seeing me struggle with this? Is it entertaining? I sure do. That's what I'm about to say. Motherboard first. Okay, okay. We're doing the motherboard first. Don't worry, guys. Where's my orange screwdriver? Is it over here? Did it? Oh, that's what fell earlier, right? Yep. That's what fell. So if y'all notice, I have two screwdrivers. The only difference is that they have different tips. This is the smaller Phillips, this is the bigger Phillips. I usually only use one, but I don't want to bother with switching tips during a stream. That's kind of boring to watch, right? So I just went ahead and got two. Now for my least favorite part. Actually, this isn't too bad. This is the benefit of working with premium stuff, guys. Like, whenever you only work with budget stuff all the time, it's like a treat to use stuff that costs money, because It's just so much better. It feels better. It's easier to install. Like, I'm not saying everyone should go out and buy expensive stuff, but let me just say there's a reason it's expensive. You know what I mean? It just feels good. But it's the end result that's not as interesting. You know what I mean? Man, I would die if I didn't have a magnetic screwdriver. Let's see, over here. How's everyone doing? Thank you so much for coming. I know this was a short notice. I didn't give any prior notice. I'm sorry. This was kind of a last minute thing. My friend drove in to Texas today after staying up all night and I think they drove for like 24 hours or something. It was pretty crazy. So I wanted to get this computer ready before the weekend because he does not have a computer right now. So, you know, they're struggling to unpack, struggling to drive here. They've got many dogs. I just wanted to make sure the one thing they wouldn't have to worry about is their computer. Knowing that at the end of the day, after you've moved everything and you had a really crappy day, they can at least still go back to their desk and play some games and talk to friends online and stuff. So that's why this is on a Friday. Otherwise, I would have loved to do this on a Monday, but I want them to have it this weekend. So, all right, we're looking good here. This is installed. Now, let's go like this. Boop, 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 boop. Line this bad boy up. Boom, right there. And I just leave it, right? Doing well, just doing research. That's awesome, Ace. You in school? I do not miss school. Easy clone SSD 2 M2 slots when SSD arrives. Yeah, I might do that. Well, I'm not going to install Windows on this. I installed that SSD just for you guys. In reality, I'm gonna wait until the SSD gets here tomorrow, go in, put that SSD in, and then I'll install Windows and everything. We're not doing that on this stream. That's boring. Y'all don't want to see that. Okay. So these, I need these bad boys, right? Or is it these bad boys? No. No, not the fan ones. I need these, yes. Excellent. Excellent choice. Oh, these are pretty cool. I need the big one. Where's my orange guy? You know what? This was actually not that bad. I complained a lot about it. This Thermalright thing, surprisingly, truly very simple. I'm blown away by how good these have gotten and how cheap they've gotten. It's great. Now, do I want this closer or further? And closer. I want to leave room in the back for some cabling. So I'm going to do one corner. Put that down. Do another corner. Right there, yep. And that will be enough leverage to hold this up while I screw in like 10 screws. I think that's the part I hate the most about AIOs is just how many screws it takes. And look at that. Man, this is looking great. This is, you know, I prefer to build budget PCs for the channel because I think they're more interesting, but I prefer to build more expensive PCs. While the build is not interesting, it's just more fun to see what's out there. It's like, hey, would you rather take a test drive in this $500 beater car or the fastest car in the world? Well, it's more interesting to see how you can make a beater car better, but personally, I would love to ride in a very fast car. You know what I mean? Let's take a break. Let me check out the chat. Europe, sorry, have to do some missing work. Oh man. Ace, are you in America? Because I thought y'all were on winter break. Is that why you're doing missing work? I would install a fresh copy of Windows, to be honest. Clone is good, but better with fresh install. Yeah. We're gonna do a fresh install, no worries. Pass fan cables first. Yeah, I'll shift it through. Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. That's why there's actually a lot of room here. Look at this. There's a lot of room. So we're sitting pretty. I was thinking about that too. I was like, should I pass these through? But the case is so big, it's like totally cool. Is a hot dog a taco? Renato asks. Renato, a hot dog is whatever you want it to be. You know what I mean? If you want it to be a taco, it can be a taco. If you want it to be a sandwich, it can be a sandwich. If you want it to be soup, it can be soup. Live your best dreams. Whatever makes you happy, my friend, I support you. These are the wrong screws. I think these are the screws that go into the hard drives. That's not good. Uh-oh. Because, yeah, I noticed, I'm like, this isn't enough screws. I think... No, these aren't it either. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. This thing is quite solid. I mean, which ones should I have used? Not those. Clearly not these. Whatever. It's all good, guys. Don't overthink it. It's fine. As long as it sits up there, we're sitting pretty. Here, I'll try to use some of these. I think these are too small. Yeah, that did nothing. And now it won't come out because it's so small. Are these bigger? Oh, I think these... No, it's the same ones, man. Not these long ones. Those are too long. Oh, well. I don't care. Look, very stable. That thing's not going anywhere. We are sitting very pretty, my friends. Let me pull up the chat again because it crashed. Okay. Fiddler, that fiddles, asks, should I bought a 7700 XT for 360 plus tax? I don't know. I don't know your budget, man. I don't think that is a bad deal, I would say. That sounds fine. I can't say if you should have bought it. Still in box of AIO? Yeah, it is over there. It's okay, though. Renato says, okay, so bacon wrapped turkey, cranberry rice, and 5 white cheese mac and cheese with sweet potato mash and cornbread. That is the Thanksgiving meal. That sounds pretty good, man. That sounds pretty good to me. Jason, why not try rebooting your phone to stop the chat from disconnecting itself? Yeah, I could. I don't care. Rebooting it would take more time than the simple just, it takes 1 second to like reopen it. So it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Use a razon on side to pry out as you turn screwdriver. I'm guessing that means razor. Oh, yeah, that's okay. I pulled it out. I was just joking. I never heard of cranberry rice. You skipped my question, did I? Oh, my beat, man. I see it. Gaming with Ant-Man said, hello, I just bought a new case. I took my old Cooler Master fans from other fans. They work fine, but I can't figure out how to turn the LED lights on. So let me ask you, friend. Do your fans only have this connector? If they only have this connector, you can't change the fans. Do they also have this connector? I know it's hard to see. It's 1 space 2. If they have this needs to go into your motherboard, and that will give you the colors. If this is connected and you still don't see colors, you're gonna have to go into the motherboard software and download whatever RGB software they have. MSI has Mystic Light, Gigabyte has Fusion or something. and then you'll be able to control it from there. If you are only using Molex fans and they still have lights, you're not going to be able to change the color. They have 2 connectors each. Okay, so make sure all of them are plugged in, then download the Motherboard RGB software. So whatever motherboard your manufacturer is from, Google manufacturer, Motherboard, RGB software, and then download it. You should be good to go. I had a budget of $1,000 with a 7600X and used mainly for gaming and a little video watching. Yeah, that sounds cool. Sounds good to me. What's wrong with that? Oh yeah, it's Molex powered. Okay, if it's Molex powered, you're not getting anything. You cannot change the color of the lights on Molex power. It's not happening. But you said they have 2 connectors, so the second connector might be RGB. I'm not sure. I would use Signal RGB. Yeah, you can do that too. But I don't want to. If I tell people to use Signal RGB, they expect me to show them how to use it, and I am not great at that kind of stuff. I don't use a lot of RGB, but I know Signal RGB is pretty good. Yeah, that too. You can try Signal RGB. Let's put this back on. Let's do the fall test. That thing is solid. Fits. We're good to go. Now comes the fun part of having to wire all of this to the back side. Okay. What's this black one? Oh, that's from the, yeah. F-Molex. Yeah, I agree, dude. All right, look, guys. If y'all donate $1,000 right now, I will pour this drink into the motherboard all over and attempt to turn it on. That is my promise to you. It would throw a wrench in my plans and I would have to go get a new one with the $1,000 you send. And it would be very frustrating. So please don't do it. It's just dark thoughts. You know what I mean? What are those called? Oh, intrusive thoughts. Yeah, yeah. Y'all ever get intrusive thoughts? Like you're playing your Game Boy with the window open while driving and you just think, what if I threw this out the window? You know what I mean? All right, I'm gonna push all these fan cables through to the side. I don't know if y'all can't really see, sorry. I'm basically just pulling all these through so I can plug them in. This thing is going to be very fan heavy. There's gonna be a lot of connectors, and luckily they all daisy chain, so we should be good to go, but you know, is that for the AIO? I want the AIO one to be safe. Oh no. How? One of the connectors got stuck behind the motherboard. That sucks. That's okay. It's okay, guys. It's okay, we're fine. I wanna untie all of these because these are just frustrating to work with. I want to get some length back here. Okay. This is going to be a nightmare to plug in later. I'll probably plug these all in off stream if we run behind on time, just to get it going, but we're doing okay. Let me push this through. All right, gentlemen, we have a problem. This cable is going from the CPU cooler to the motherboard. I screwed it in underneath the motherboard, all wound up. Can you see this? It is stuck. Here's what we don't do. We don't just yank it. It will break. We need to release some tension right there just so I can get underneath it to pull it out. Don't have to take out the whole motherboard. One screw should be enough to release the tension right there. And we're just gonna pull up just a little bit, just to get that connector through. We're gonna slide it. It's not working. Hold on. Oh, it's got a cap on. Take the cap off. This is actually the RGB one. Slide it through, and we're in the clear. We're good. Then, we reinstall the screw. See? We stay calm, we stay collected, we stay cool. We don't break things. You hear that, Renato? We do not break things because of anger. Yeah, on my other case, it had a controller fan hub. I put it in my new case. My other case had a Cooler Master button to change the lights. New case don't. Okay, so your Cooler Master button is just a reset button. Take the reset front panel connector on your new one, plug that in where that Cooler Master button went, okay? Then your reset button on your new computer case will be your LED button. Got it. What a gamble. Guys, I wouldn't actually do that. You're crazy. Yeah, I would never do that. But if you did donate 1,000, I think I'd feel obligated, but I'd feel pretty bad about it. RTX 5090 gonna come with a nuclear power plant attached. Hell yeah. 600 watt for a 4070 and 7700X is cutting it close in my opinion. Yeah, it's fine. It's not cutting it close, it's fine. Have you ever built a PC with a custom loop in it? No, I have not. I have no interest in custom loop. Custom looping is like, oh, it's just so unnecessary. People do it for the love, and that's cool. It's a hobby. It is not love for me. I don't like it at all. It was at this moment he knew he effed up. I can see it in my crystal ball, RTX 6090 needing a capacitor middleman from PSU's buffer. How long until GPUs have power cables that just go directly into them? So like one of your power cables goes to your PSU, and then you have another power cable going directly into your graphics card. Would that be crazy? How long until we have that? Yes, I haven't talked about the power supply. I'll talk about it now, I suppose. So, yes, the APV Prestige. I know you probably saw it in the thumbnail. This is only 600 watts, but it is white, okay, and that looks pretty nice. This is not the best power supply, I'll say. If you are building, wow, white power cable. How often do you see this? I've never seen a white power cable. What the heck? Even white power supplies usually come with black cables. That's awesome. If you're building this PC or building something in this price range, get something a little bit better. This was on the cheaper end, I'll admit. But I do like it. I think it's a good power supply. I think it's reliable enough. But $1,300 is at that price range, like I said earlier, where you should just get a slightly better one. I'd say $20 or $30 more. And that gentleman was right. Simon Lee said it's cutting it close. I don't think so. I think we're not going to have any issues. But if you are planning on getting a better GPU than what we're doing here in the future, like the very near future, go to 750, sure. I think what we're doing now is just fine, truly. It will be just fine. But Simon is right in the sense that if you're going to overclock, if you're going to upgrade soon, get a higher wattage. 600 watts fine for this, but it's basically just enough. It's like it's not gonna be an issue, but any upgrades to it probably would be. So he could not upgrade to a 4080, is what I'm saying. Does that make sense? Yeah, Simon's right. I would go 750 at least, but 600 isn't bad if you're tight on the budget. Exactly right. That's exactly it. He's got it. A custom loop looks like a pain in the butt to set up. Yes, I cannot do that. I don't like it. Stares at Apevia. Apevia is not too bad. Apevia does sell some junk, I will say. This one is like, I think C tier on the tier list. It's not too bad. It's like in the middle somewhere. But they have a white power cord, man. That's pretty good. And I've used a lot of these and I've had no issues yet, so. There are a few things, Renato says, there are a few things in life that violence cannot solve. I know, my brother. I know you think that. I know you're a dangerous man. I've heard that you are the Heisenberg of your neighborhood, and that makes me worried for your family. But I know you're gonna make the right choice. You're gonna go on the straight and narrow, and it's gonna be great for y'all. I'm gonna push these cables through to the other side. What is this? More fan stuff. Come on. Let's get all of it through. Is there not a USB connector to this? So usually, usually these connectors, there's usually a connector down here that is like goes to USB to power the pump. Is there not one here, or is it up here? Maybe I pushed it through already. Because all I see is an ARGB one. Huh. Oh, y'all can't see, it's all blurry. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Okay, let's flip this guy over. Okay. It's really heavy, actually. You'd be surprised. Renato once returned a VHS without rewinding it. Well, brother, come on. Like, I know you've done some violent stuff, but don't go too far. Your camera sometimes autofocus to your shoulder, I know. Here, I will, because I put the autofocus on aggressive because I thought that would be helpful. I'm learning now that it's okay, but we'll go normal, we'll go standard, and I'm very close to just doing manual, but I think autofocus is helpful. Okay. Okay, let's pull all these through. Let's get all these out. So many wires for these stupid fans. So this thing has 4 pre-installed and I just put 3 more in. We've got 7 fans in this bad boy. This thing is gonna be screaming until I adjust the fan curves. But as soon as I turn it on, I think everything's gonna run at full blast, and that'll be very funny because it's gonna be very loud. Okay, let's see, I need to organize. Let's organize stuff. I want all my RGB stuff over here. RGB, RGB, and I want all my normal fan stuff over here. It's all RGB. Fan. What is this stuff? Oh, these are the connectors that go to the motherboard itself to control the fan controller. So these need to stay down here. Okay, I should just start plugging these in, I suppose. I don't want to daisy chain all off of one. So I guess I'll just start going for it. I know, is this exciting for y'all? Grown man. I mean, this is better. It loves my shoulder. Is this better or worse than, what was that stream called? Grown man plays with toys or something? That was pretty funny. What a dumb stream. Okay. Man, it loves auto-focusing immediately. Next time we're gonna set it to manual. Yes. So I'm going to daisy chain as little as possible. There we go. Until I can daisy chain no longer. That's good. One of these is missing and I think it's in the front. Okay, so this, I will daisy chain into this. And I'm gonna use the old things to cover any of these. They don't fit because they're bigger, so they're just gonna be hanging out, I guess. Okay. Move camera closer. Yeah, I could, but then it's not as wide of a shot. Again, this isn't a problem when I'm just shooting videos myself. It's only this live stream crap. I had issues as a kid, left them behind, as in 49. Does any radio or LEDs pair up to the ones on the case? Yes, they all do. So all of these LEDs are gonna pair together. That's why I'm plugging them all into this controller and I'm daisy chaining them. So when everything is turned on, all the 7 fans are gonna look the same, and the, what is that called? The bracket that has ARGB on it will also light up. That can go here. And I think that's what this is for. This is to control that. Okay, and I need to do some fan work here as well. These are all daisy chained already, so that's why it looks like there's not that many. Hey, come on. Let's get this up a little bit. Of course, it's out of focus. It loves my shoulder. Let's get that plugged in right there. One more here. All right. Renato says, you know how shampoo bottles say lather, rinse, repeat. You repeat, you have way too much time on your hands. True. Daisy Duke chains sounds so wrong. Yeah, these are Daisy Dukes. You guys can't see it, but I'm actually wearing Daisy Dukes off camera. And I know that seems weird, but the alternative was to be bottomless. So I feel like this was a good compromise. I think that's all of them. There might be, I think there's one more left. Yep, called it. I feel like there was one missing. One thing I like about this case is that all the fan stuff is already pre-wired. So if we were just doing like an AI, or not an AIO, an air cooler, we would be done. This is like so quick to do because all of this is already taken care of. It's fantastic. I'm gonna turn on manual focus. Exposure mode. Yes. How do I turn it off? Here we go. We are going to do manual focus. Whoa. Okay. Whoa. Very close. Okay. So now this should be fine. Yes. We're good, guys. George, what's up, man? After this, he's going to stream on his OnlyFans. I would love to make an OnlyFans. They make some good money, apparently. And look at this, it's not autofocusing anymore. Wow, I should have just done this from the start. Got that, and then I think there's one more in this jumble. Or was that it? I think that's it. I think we're sitting Gucci, guys. Okay. Let me plug in everything that I need to plug in first. What is this? What is this? Oh, this is from another fan. What is this? Oh, here's that cable I was talking about. Earlier I said, where's the USB cable? This is a fan cable. What the heck? Okay, well, I will route it through and plug it in somewhere. Oh, I think this is the CPU cooler cable. So let me route it through here again. This has to go into this one. It has to. There's no question about it. Okay. Yes, okay. We're looking good. Okay. That can go there. I don't like this little cable coming through here. That kind of sucks, but once everything's in there, it'll be fine. What else? I guess I can start plugging in stuff like the front panel connector, the fan, that kind of stuff. Front panel, I'm assuming is here. HD audio, I'm assuming is here. The USB. Oh, I hate when people do that. The USB is so hard to plug in. Why do you do this? Gigabyte? It's okay, I can do it. And then USB-C is also here. Okay. Only pants? Only pants? No way, man. Those pants would be off. What parts? The parts are listed in the video description. I've got everything listed there. We haven't even gotten to the GPU yet. We will soon. I'm trying to wrap this up. Taking a little bit longer than normal because we're having a good time. We're hanging out. Thank you everyone for being here. I love you guys. I like doing these. They're fun. And I hope you guys enjoy watching them. I love seeing the same names. I love creating friendships with you guys and seeing the same names. I think that's very fun. Okay, this USB one is going to be kind of hard. Let's see. I think I might have to do it from the back. I don't know why they do this. They hate USB 3.0. Okay, come on. Okay, that's not too bad. Not too bad. And then this guy can come through right here, and that can go in right there. Okay, look at us. Okay, what do we need? I think we're good on the cables. We just need power supply now. So let's crank this soldier boy. Let me move the focus. Nice. Look how easy that is. Guys, tell me your Christmas plans. If you celebrate Christmas, I would love to know what you're doing for Christmas. Jose asking you, help me troubleshoot my PC. I'm sorry, friend, I do not have time for that. What you should do is go into some Discords, and there are plenty of people in different Discords who will help you out. Going to your favorite content creator and asking for personalized help is probably not the best avenue to get that, unfortunately. Sorry. Oh man, this is tight. It's tight, Renato. It's tight. Okay. 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 We're in. It's that stupid cable. So, okay. Is this lined up right? What is going on? I think is there something in here? This feels like harder than it should be. I'm confused. No, there we go. Oh no. Okay, I got it. Oh, thumb drives, yes, or thumb screws, not drives. Here we go. Wow, this Apivia one came with these. This is cool. Pretty fancy stuff for like a cheaper power supply. White power cable, white cables, these silver thumb screws. This is cool. Look at that. J Money, is that the NZXT Kraken as a CPU cooler? No. If you go down in the description, this is a Thermalright one. German blessed, guten Tag. Good night, brother. Thank you, Arnold. Thanks for coming. Had a blast having you in here. So these thumb screws will get you most of the way there, but you really should come in with a screwdriver afterwards. Because I don't know how often he will clean this PC. I don't think it will be often. Okay. So we have a big bunch of cables here. I will route them where they need to go. Or where I think they need to go. I'm just guessing, I suppose. PCIe. Let's get both of these through. I don't know. Well, one would be cleaner. That's different. Oh, oh, Arnold, I thought you mistyped. Hold on, Arnold. I thought you were German, and I thought you were blessing me from Germany, and I thought you said good night. I thought you typoed good night, but you said good and tight. Sorry. Dang, you got that for a good price. I need to cancel my order. Yeah, the Thermalright one is very, very cheap. Like compared to the Kraken. Kraken has some good build quality. It looks nice, of course, but it's pricey, man. Is this CPU? Yes. CPU can go through here. And can I lay this down? Okay, let's give it a nice focus. Nice. Yeah, sorry, Arnold. I misread what you said. All right, let's plug in this power cable. Is it this direction? Nope, I don't think it is. The other one. It's kind of dark. Yeah, there we go. Got that. CPU. There's so much room in here, I don't have to worry about it. On those cheap budget cases I usually use, I literally hurt my arm having to do this every time. This is going to be a breeze. Oh, it's actually an 8-pin plus 4 CPU. That's interesting. Okay, look at that. So simple. So simple. This is great. All right, this is my PCIe. This can get pushed through a little bit. Can hide that cable. PCIe is here. Let's plug in this SATA real quick so I don't forget, because I will forget. And I think this, I need to plug in this fan for the controller. Now, I don't know why he wants me to route this to the bottom. These usually go into the top. But does this one have a fan? Okay, it does. Oh, and it has an RGB. Okay, we're good. Plug this in here. Okay, plug this one in here. Easy. Isn't it crazy that most of this build has been just plugging in cables? That can be very frustrating, huh? Okay. This is looking pretty good. What's next? Guys, I think that's everything. I think we literally have the GPU left. Oh, you bought the Cooler Master AIO. Nice, that's a good one too. 12-pack, drunk with power. I feel drunk. Okay, let me take a seat real quick to talk about our GPU. This is the 4070 Super. I wish it was the 3-card edition. I put in an order to Best Buy, my local Best Buy, to get the 3-card edition. They told me it was coming. 2 days later, they canceled the order. I did another 3-card edition. Same thing. 2 days later, canceled the order. But at this point, it's been 5 days and I still don't have a card. And then I put in an order for this card because it's the only 4070 Super they had left. They waited a day and a half. Some random number called me, said, hey, is this Jason? Yeah? This is Best Buy. Did you place an order for pickup? Like, yeah? Okay, you can go to the store, it's ready. I'm like, okay, and then they hung up. Which is strange because usually when I order curbside pickup, they don't call you to tell you. It felt very strange. Usually they just send you a message on your email saying, hey, your order's ready. And I actually didn't get that email for like an hour after that. I don't know why they called me. And it was, you can tell it wasn't someone in the States. It was from like their call center overseas. And so I'm like, I just didn't understand why they called me to say that. It was very strange. I don't know. It was a bizarre experience. So I wish this was a 3-fan edition. Things are going out of stock. You know, with the whole Black Friday thing, this is all we got. Someone wanted to buy it? Yeah, maybe. I'm happy I got it. So the unfortunate part, 2 fans will be fine, but the problem is that we're probably not going to be utilizing this. You know what I mean? And that would have been very cool if we could. So it's okay. It's still going to run the same. And this comes with that free Indiana Jones game. Ooh, adapter. This uses the 12 whatever. Ooh, ah. It's crazy to me that new cards are often the same size as old cards. Like, does that look any bigger than like a 580? It's a little thicker for sure, but I don't know. It doesn't look that big. And we've got some peels to take care of, gentlemen. Here, this is for y'all. You ready for this? Oh no. Here, let me get real close. Ooh, it spun that fan. Arnold, are you liking this? Is this making you excited, bro? Is this getting your jimmies all knocked up? Oh. Oh. Nice. Oh, one more. Oh, big one in the back. Okay. RX 7800 XT isn't worthy of comparison? I think so. Last I checked, other than ray tracing, this card is about a 7900 GRE. Or no, a 7900 GRE is better than this. So yes, I suppose a 7900 XT would be kind of closer to it. And look, you know me, I'm a PC enthusiast. I would rock an AMD card all day. My friend, he's a normie, doesn't want an AMD card, wants NVIDIA, frames win games, okay? Yeah, it's not the same as the old super sticky ones, yeah. But, you know, it is what it is. He wanted this, that's what he's gonna get. Let me peel this off. Let me line up to make sure which ones to get rid of. It's the second two. Yeah, so AMD would probably be easier to get. I could probably, very easy to get an AMD card, but again, he wanted this. He's a normie. That's okay. Ooh. Put that there. All right. Get this out. Now I want to keep these screws so I can plug it in. I keep losing my big screwdriver. There it is. I'm going to plug in the adapter first. So since this is the newer cards, it uses this little standard adapter. If y'all aren't used to this yet, this is the new standard for NVIDIA cards. And then you plug the 2 PCIe cables into this. They say it's more stable. I don't notice a difference. Just for right now, I'm gonna plug both of these into this, but later off camera, I'm going to go one here and then pull another cable out and go here, just to split the load. It doesn't really matter, but it's just best practices, you know? But I'm in a rush now, so we're just zooming right now. I have to take apart this stuff to get the SSD in later anyway, so it's all good. Oh, wait, it's black. The cable is supposed to be white. No! It's okay, it's a black and white build. But it just looks silly. Look at that, it looks so stupid. Ugh. Sorry, bro. The fire starter, yeah. But this isn't a 4090, so I think we will be okay. Let me line this up. Give it a good push. What is going on? Oh, I have to flip that. It's one of those. There we go. Nice and in. Cable mods. Yeah. I don't think it's a problem. And my friend's not gonna want to pay for that. I doubt he'll care. I'm just saying, like, I think, yeah, he's not gonna care. It's just me being picky. Okay. Let's put this bad boy in. Nice. Get this in. Guys, I think we're done. I think we're good to go. I think, yeah, everything's plugged in. Should we turn on? Do we think it's gonna boot first try? So here's the thing. I need another CPU here, a 4-pin. I don't think that's required though. I think that's just extra. I think this will be enough. So I'm wondering if it'll boot without that. I will plug it in later, but I'm wondering, can I do it later? Is it gonna boot? Let's see. Post time. All right, let's give it a shot. And so this can move, I think, and it can go, so I think I will eventually move it over here to hold this up, even though, let's be honest, it doesn't need it. But it just hanging out over here looks kind of stupid. All right, let's give it a shot, guys. Let's plug this bad boy in. I think I have a power cable over here already plugged in. Yes, sir, yes, sir. All right, if it explodes, please call the police. Flip that power cable. We've got some light here. All right, moment of truth, guys. Where's that power? Where's the power? Power, power. Uh-oh. Hold on. Ugh. Is that the power cable? Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh. That is very bright on camera. Let me try to turn this down. See if y'all can get a better look at it. There we go. Ooh, every fan on, every RGB on, this RGB on, see that? This on, oh, that is very pretty. First try. Wow, that looks great. You know, I'm not a huge fan of RGB, but when it hits, man. I don't know, like this is sick. Look at that. Oh man. Sheesh. Let me drop that. That's awesome. This was pretty cool too. This is like an infinity glass thing. Wow. Made it all worth it, guys. Plugging in all these little things. I think he is gonna really enjoy this. And he deserves to have it this weekend, so I'm glad we got it. Did it click? Is it flush? Needs magnifier glass to check. Wait, it's not a 4080, never mind. Yeah, very true. Whitanium rainbow, yeah. I kind of, you know what's weird? I'm not a huge fan of like the rainbow puke, but when it's in a white case, I don't know, I think it looks okay. If it's a high quality fan and it's in a white case, I think it is actually a kind of a cool look. These are going a little too fast, but I don't know. I like it. I like it a lot. Let me see if I can turn it down even more. That's auto. There we go. Give you all a better look at that. I don't know. I think that's great. So this is done. All I'm going to do tomorrow, plug in that extra 4-pin CPU here, just, you know, because why not? It should be in. Cable manage everything in the back. It's kind of a mess, but that should take like 5 minutes. It's not too bad. Put in the actual SSD once it gets here. So that'll be helpful. And that'll be easy too. I just got to unplug this GPU, put it in, put it back on. So we're looking good. I think we nailed it, guys. I'm gonna walk over here for a second because my leg. PC name. Yeah, Whitanium Rainbow. Sounds pretty good to me. I don't know, I like that name. I think that's pretty funny. Here, I'm gonna sit over here while we enjoy looking at the PC. My back hurts. Guys, look at that. That's beautiful. I like that a lot, actually. But I wish, can you unscrew your anti-sag bracket? Yes, so that whole sag bracket, right there, that can all be removed. But I don't want to do that for him. I think he would rather have it in because it's more RGB. I'm just gonna move it over so that it's actually underneath the GPU as if it's actually holding it up. And it'll provide some anti-sag, yeah. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll look cool. I like it. I like the look of it. It's a good PC. A 7700X, 4070 Super, that thing is gonna be crazy. That's like a 1440p, early 4K type of PC, honestly. Like, I know he plays in 1440p, so that'll be great for him. I'm a big fan of that. And he just told me they are unpacking. So they are, yeah, they're, hopefully I can get this to him tomorrow. And that'll be nice for him because, yeah, I know how hard moving, and especially they drove across the country. That sucks, man. That's a lot of work. Man, look how good that Thermalright AIO costs. Or no, it costs. That's how good it looks for the low cost, dude. $60 when not on sale. That looks great. It matches the MSI fans perfectly. Oh man. I'm watching it in the screen. I know it's right here, but I'm watching it in the screen like you guys actually. SSD ship tracking for sure tomorrow. Let me check. I honestly, it might be here today, just in my mailbox. Let me check. So it was supposed to be here today, but it's in my city. Like, it was in my city earlier today. So surely it'll be here tomorrow. Like, I can't imagine a world in which it isn't here tomorrow. It's in my city now. So like, if they don't bring it tomorrow, they're just lazy. So it should be tomorrow. If not, another day won't hurt them, but I thought that would be a nice surprise. And luckily he does not watch my streams. None of my friends do. So he's not gonna see this. He doesn't even know I'm showcasing his PC online. I kept him in the dark about the parts, so yeah, it'll be pretty good. Guys, what are y'all doing for Christmas? People who celebrate Christmas in here, tell me what you're doing. How are y'all gonna celebrate it? Newegg said I can get my PC case today, but UPS said Monday, which makes me mad. Yeah, that makes me mad too. I hate waiting for Mondays, to be honest. Yeah. Especially right now during holiday shipping, everything is like very slowed down because of the holidays. Like there's so much shipping right now, so they are overloaded. So Give him a break. Time to play COD. Enjoy, man. J Money. Troubles asks, cheapest mini PC to stream on from my PS5. Do you mean you are going to stream from your PS5 and then play on the computer? Or are you looking to stream the PS5's gameplay to the internet via the computer and a capture card or something? Those are very different. Like, do you mean stream like twitch.tv, or do you mean stream like playing remotely? Mr. C&D says he is spending time with my family watching Christmas movies. That is very wholesome. That sounds like a lot of fun. I think we are celebrating Christmas very early. We are celebrating the 14th, which is next weekend. Oh my gosh. 1 week. So I'm celebrating Christmas in 1 week. And we are going to my mother's house, and we generally get there pretty early, hang out, eat a lot of food, open some presents, play Jackbox. Yeah, we don't really watch Christmas movies, but sometimes Home Alone 2 ends up on the screen. No time for me to play on that PC? But that's not my PC. But it would be pretty cool. I guarantee it's going to play COD very, very well. I think 1440p, if you're playing the newest Call of Duty, Ultra settings 80 FPS, I think, maybe. If I had to guess, 1440p Ultra. If you want to go high, if you want to DLSS, you can definitely get into like 140 territory, I think. Trouble says, stream the PS5 via PC and capture card. Okay. So here's the thing. It's hard for me to give a recommendation on that. If it's the PC is only for streaming via capture card, and you want it to be a mini PC, I would say get one of the PCs. Don't get these Celeron PCs. Don't get an N100. Don't get an N anything. If the CPU starts with N, it's not what you want for your situation. Get something a little bit better. Get something like a 12700 or something, or a Ryzen. I'm trying to think what's cheap. 5800U maybe. I would say the thing you should do, the cheapest one you can do, yes, you could do it with an N100. Like, realistically, you could. It wouldn't be that big a deal. But I would recommend spending at least $200. Get the best mini PC you can get for $200, the best CPU you can get. Everything else doesn't really matter. Just get a really good CPU. If it's Intel, you'll have quick sync, which is nice, and that's like really why the N100 would be okay. Yeah, it'd be fine. But I realistically get something that's like $200, and then when you don't want to stream anymore, you have a really nice mini PC, and not just something that's only good for one thing. It'll be good for a lot of things. So yeah. Burn-in test. Burn-in test for the video power cord. Check after gaming for melting. Yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm going to leave it, actually, I kind of want to leave it running overnight and see. Nothing's going to happen, let's be honest. But if it did, that would be pretty funny. Whoa, Mr. C&D, Mega Tech fan? Is that my subscription stuff? Oh my gosh. Mr. C&D, you are the first person to subscribe to me. Literally, no one has ever done it. Thank you so much. I've had that there for so long that I forgot what it was called. Like, I saw the Mega Tech fan, I'm like, what is that? Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I will give you a special shout out in my next video, all right, man? I'll put your name on screen or something. Just for the continuous support. I appreciate it, man. Arnold G, if you have steady income, split pay and get slightly better. Yeah, for sure. It's the big deck energy. Thank you, man. Dude, okay, look. If you see Mr. C&D, he has a special icon now. Do you notice anything different about it? That is my icon, but I photoshopped my hair, beard, and eyebrows to be blonde. That's it. It's the same icon. I changed the hue of the hair to blonde. And now my face is when you post. That's really funny. Welcome, dude. Thank you. Big deck energy. Dude, Mr. C&D does have big deck energy. I can confirm. Brother is hung like a horse. I have full proof of it. I know for a fact that that's happening. All right, guys. J Money 15 has, I think, Ryzen 9. I got a Ryzen 9 7950X3D with a 4080. You think that's good? J Money, not to be rude, but that's a very stupid question. How much money did you spend on it? I know it's a lot. You know it's a lot. I think we both know that that's good, right? So like asking this, is that good? We both know it's good. So like, whenever people ask stuff like that, it comes off as like braggy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm happy for you. That is good. There's my answer. But I think you knew that. And it sounds great. A 4080 is a fantastic card, but that card alone is like $1,000. So it's like, yeah, it better be good. It's very good. Intellect Gaming asks, hello, I have an i5-10400 and an RX 580. Tell me to update Prime H510M-D. Let me think. I'm new at building. Well, grats, brother. You built a very good computer. Flexing? Yeah, he's flexing, bro. Yeah, it's a very good computer, J Money. I bet you're loving it. So you have an i5-10400 and a 580. So here's the thing. The i5-10400 can handle a better GPU than the RX 580. How much money do you have? Let's just say this. Why do you want to upgrade? Is it because you have money burning a hole in your pocket? Or are you playing a certain game and you're not getting the frames you want? So tell me why you upgrade, what games you're playing, what resolution, and how much money you have, and then I'll answer your question, okay? It's never as simple as what to upgrade first. You know what I mean? I want to give a personalized, that's the benefit of having a stream, right? I can give a personalized answer instead of just a blanket statement in a video. So like, I'm gonna take the opportunity to ask you follow-up questions. And if that's annoying, I'm sorry, but I think it's what's best for you, okay? I love to help you guys. So the streams allow me to ask questions. It allows you to ask questions, and I want to use that opportunity. Let me refresh this. Yeah, the PC hasn't exploded yet, so that's good. I was worried about that. And if you guys notice, since last time, if you watched my last stream, Grown Man Plays with Toys, where like it kept disconnecting, right? I think Mr. C&D was there, I think Renato was there. Wasn't that annoying? It hasn't happened since. And so I found out what the issue was. It was the NIC on my motherboard was lag spiking due to overheating. Specifically the NIC. Like everything else was fine. Temperatures were fine. It was just shutting down randomly because of overheating, I believe, or maybe a driver issue or something. I could not figure it out. Like I had to swap motherboards. It was insane. Like it just kept happening. And it's been gone since then, which has been great. I play only CS2, but I try to play the new game, but don't work like too old. I think CPU, I don't know. Okay, so CS2 is maybe I can update to Gen 12, I don't know. Okay, so here's the thing. CS2 is a very CPU bound game. So unless you are running on like super ultra graphics, a better CPU would probably help you play the game better than a new GPU, right? But you already have a 12400, so the best you could do on that chipset is an 11700K, and you have an H510, so like even that would be pushing it because that's like the cheaper chipset. So what you could do, depending on how much money you have, if you switch to 12th gen, bro, you have to buy a new motherboard, a new CPU, and new RAM. Now what was a small upgrade is now a full system reset, right? That's like huge. You would get a big upgrade for sure, don't get me wrong, but it's now you need 3 components instead of 1. You know what I mean? What CPU? Any CPU. So if you want a very simple upgrade you can make right now, in that you can buy something like an 11600K and you might see better performance, maybe. Not much, not an insane amount. I think the RX 580 is old enough that if it was me, I would upgrade the RX 580. I would pick something a little stronger. I'd pick something like an RX 6600, maybe. That's pretty cheap. And you'd see you'd see better performance in CS. I have $281.69. Okay, that's a very specific number. Are you in the US? Because you typed a comma, so I'm assuming you're in Europe. Is that euros? I'm not sure what prices are in Europe, unfortunately. I think my RX 580 is too old. I agree. So while yes, a better CPU would help out CS2 more, the RX 580 is just old enough that you would get better performance by upgrading that. So I think you can upgrade that 580 to a 6600 XT. I'm from Row, yes. I think you can get an RX 6600 for a good price, used. Buy it used. An RX 6600 or an RX 6600 XT, and you could play that just fine on the CPU you have now. Sell your 580, get a 6600 or 6600 XT, and you'll be sitting pretty. You're not going to get a huge bump in performance, but it'll help you out in a lot of games. It'll help you on CS2 quite a bit, and it'll probably bring your 1% lows up. Okay? Can you show me what I need to update if you can help me? I just did. Type it out. Ready? RX6600. That's the GPU you want. Okay? That's it. Look for it used on eBay or your local marketplace or some other stuff. I'm not sure how it works in your country. I'm sorry, but it's a few years old now, but it's much better than the 580, and it's pretty affordable in the US, so it's probably affordable in your country. RX6600, okay? Type that into Google. Reluctant Hero, I'm way late, but that's a beautiful build. What's up, man? Good to see you. You are Reluctant Hero. It is a beautiful build, man. This over here, I keep doing it the wrong way. Yes, we just finished actually like 10 minutes ago, so you're not too late. But it does look pretty good. RX 600. One more time. Ready? I'm gonna type it. RX 6600. There you go. So look that up on where you live, you buy, okay? And then you'll be good to go. Thanks for watching. Yeah, the build looking very good. It was not that big of a pain in the ass, to be honest. The Thermalright AIO, the fans come pre-attached, and it was so simple to attach to the motherboard. It was very, very easy. Thank you, Reluctant Hero, that's correct. And so it was like not that bad, actually. I remember AIOs being very annoying, but this was really easy. Thank you, Jason. Sorry to ask you. Hey, don't worry about asking. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing the stream. Feel free to ask whatever you want. If I can provide an answer, I will. I'll do my best to help you guys out. Or someone else in the chat. Like, we have tons of experts in here. They're all great guys. I trust all of them with my life. But yeah, the AIOs are very simple now. I could not believe it. I was pleasantly surprised. And for 50 bucks, you get, it just looks way better. Let's be honest. For 20 bucks more or 30 bucks more than a traditional CPU cooler, if you're at this budget, man, the aesthetics on it are just so much better. It's so clean. Look at that. I do hate that one cable though. And I need to find a way to hide this. This one, I hate this. Look at that. It's like so obvious. I'm thinking I can tuck it under the heatsink and make it come underneath here, I touch the fan. I don't know. I'll have to play with it. It's not that long, but it is just the fan cable. No, that's the RGB cable. So if I can get an RGB extender, I can hide it under the heatsink maybe and make it go underneath the CPU or the CPU cable. I don't know, but I think it'll be pretty good for my friend. I think he's gonna like it a lot. Let's see this. Okay, wow. It's 9:15 here. Guys, I'm gonna do 5 more minutes. 5 more. I'm gonna be on for 5 more minutes. So get any last minute questions. We're just hanging out. 5 more minutes, because I try not to make these too long. My goal is to always keep them under 2.5 hours. And I think that's a good length for me, good length for you. As you guys know, I like talking to y'all. That part's fun. The active streaming I don't like. It's the streaming part I don't like. I don't like having to do all the technology and set up stuff and put this here and there. Talking to you guys is awesome. It's the technology that's annoying. Mr. C&D says, I have a question as a fairly new PC builder. Is it possible to make static RGB be addressable? That's a good question, Mr. C&D. So, unfortunately, there is not. So, there is no converter, if that's what you're asking. If you have a fan that has like a static RGB, the power to control the RGB is in the fan, not in the cable, right? So if that fan doesn't have that ability, no amount of work you put into it will do it, unfortunately. And they are 4-pin. It was from the Raid Max case from the 300 build. Yeah, 4-pin as in like the fan part is 4-pin, because that allows you to control the speed, but it won't allow you to control the RGB. That makes sense? I think, yeah. I think that won't work. As far as I know. Yeah, sorry, brother. Yeah, that's the one downside to cheap cases, huh? Is that they don't let you control the lights. And luckily we've gotten a lot better since then. A lot of cases do come with it these days, but yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I wish there was a way. I wish there was an adapter kit. That'd be pretty cool, huh? What RAM is good for a 9800 X3D? Any RAM. Any DDR5 RAM would be fine. 6,000 mega transfers per second is good. 32 gigs. That'd be pretty good. Yeah. Yo, Umbrology. Whoa, based. Glad to see your wife's boyfriend let you out of the dungeon. He let me out just for this stream because he thought I told him I make money on these streams. Idiot, right? I make nothing. So like, he let me out for a little bit because he thought I was going to make him some cash because he wants, quote, the new big PS5. And so, I mean, I'm just going to lie, right? But he did let me out for a little bit so I can do the stream at least for a little bit. And I hope Rick continues that, and I hope he doesn't watch this. I hope he's not watching right now. What do I think about AM4? AM4 is great. AM4 was great for so many years. AM4 now, that is not the newest technology, right? It is last generation, right? It's still good. And now it is now good. It's now the budget option, which is fantastic. And so like, yes, it's not the newest hotness, but it's still really good, especially if you're on an extreme budget. So I like it a lot. Umbrology, I've missed you, man. I'm glad to see you streaming. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Missed you too. Glad you came in. Hope everything's going good with you and your family. Yeah, I don't do these streams too often. I do them in an attempt to get you in here. What do you have AM4? I don't use AM4 right now, but I have in the past. I think AM4 is a great platform. They have some really good budget options on AliExpress for CPUs. Something like a 2600 or a 3600 or a 5600 are all really good CPUs you can get on AliExpress for pretty cheap. I have a video coming out where I'm actually, it's like, I think it's like a $300 build and it uses a 3500X from AliExpress. So that would also be a good option. Worked for me for my first build. Yeah, Mr. C&D. He used the AM4 from that $300 build video. Glad that's working out. A lot of people, I don't know if you've seen it, Mr. CND, in the comments, they get very angry. People are very angry if you suggest that you can build a computer for less than $1,000. Like, to them, they think computers are only good if they are very expensive. And I'm just like, not everyone wants that, man. Not everybody wants or needs that. You can be totally happy on a cheaper PC if that's what you want or need. Like, and they get like angry and upset in the comments. Like, they like attack me. It's very funny. George asks, impossible to predict, but if you had to guess, what do you think the recommended GPU will be for GTA 6? That's a good question, George. Is GTA 6 coming out next year or the year after? I think, so, like, look, when GTA 5 came out, it was surprisingly optimized. Because it was on console first. And so by the time it came to PC, it was pretty optimized and it did a good job. You could play it on basically anything. And that was cool. And so I think GTA 6 will go that long route as well. I don't think they are in the business of limiting people to play their game. I think they want as many people as possible to play their game, right? So they're gonna make it either very optimized or lower fidelity, right? If I had to guess, the recommended graphics card they're gonna say is gonna be like a 5070, an RTX 5070. In the theory, it's not even out yet. I'm just guessing, right? They're gonna say 5070 is their recommended, and then I think their minimum recommendation, which again, you don't have to listen to them. You can do whatever you want. It's like their recommendation. Their minimum is gonna be like a 5700, like an RX 5700 maybe, which at that point would be pretty old. Or maybe like a GTX 1080 or something. Like, I think it's gonna be very optimized, I really do. But I think their recommendation is gonna be a 5070. 2025 for consoles, 2026 for PC estimated. Okay, yeah, so probably a 5070. That would be my guess. No, and since the initial build, I upgraded CPU and GPU. Yeah, and that's the way to go about it, right? Like, you don't have to build insane at the moment. Maybe, I'm just gonna say, maybe you hate PC gaming. Maybe you don't even know if you like it. Your friends are playing Valorant and you wanna play with them. You know, okay, I don't know anything about PCs, I'll build a cheap one. Turns out, you love it, so you upgrade it, and you love the process too. Or what if you hated it? Okay, I only spent $300, I'll just use it as a PC. What's the problem? Like, now you're not in too deep, you have a computer you can use for other stuff. If you hate PC gaming after that initial build, or, you know, whatever, like, you have that option. Umbrology is going for AMD next year instead of Intel. Anything I should look into for getting the best experience? Umbrology, I know you roll deep. I know you sleep on a pile of cash at night next to your wife and her boyfriend. I know. So right now, if you're going AMD and you have the fat stack of heroin cash that you do, the only thing you should get is the 9800 X3D. Don't get the 9900 X3D. Don't get anything further. Just go 9800 X3D. It's very good at gaming. It's very good at everything. It was outperforming Intel and even like productivity stuff. So it's like a good all-rounder CPU if you have a lot of money. It's gonna last you a very, very long time. That thing is a beast. I can't imagine people replacing it within like 5 years. It's just so good. People are still using the 5800 X3D and see no issue to replace it anytime soon. So, and the 9800 X3D is better by huge increments. What I mean is it's better at the time now than the 5800 X3D was when it released. Does that make sense? So if you have the money, I'd say go for that one and you'll be set. If you don't have that money, like maybe Rick didn't give you your allowance that week, right? I'd say go in the opposite direction. Like if a 7500F is so dirt cheap for an entry level into AM5, it's kind of hard not to pick it. And it has similar boost clocks to like a 7600. And I think it's a solid CPU. like those are my two recommendations. You've got 7500F for entry level. If you want something in the middle, 7700X on sale, preferably used. And then if you want balls to the wall, 9800X3D for AM5. Those are the only three CPUs that matter in my eyes. Everything else is either overpriced, underpowered, or stupid. So those are my recommendations. All right, let me see here. Okay, guys, I have to call it there. Let me see, talking head. Whoa, it's my face. Gotta call it there, guys. As always, I love doing these streams. I love talking to you guys. This is just for fun. I'm gonna try to do these more. I know I say that a lot. If I have PCs to build, and I can do it off camera, you know I'm streaming, guys. I'm streaming, I'm coming to you. I just need something to do while I talk to y'all. Thank you, Mr. C&D, for becoming a member. That is very cool. I really do appreciate it. For small YouTubers like us, we don't make a lot of money. Like, basically nothing. And so it's hard to convince sponsors to pay you big bucks if you're not raking in millions of views, because they can just go to a Jay's 2 cents, a Linus or whatever. They'd rather do that. So it's really hard for us smaller guys. So any kind of help you give is really appreciated, like truly. I know it's just $5 whatever, but it really does. It means a lot to me. It tells me that people enjoy watching what I'm doing, and they enjoy me for some reason. And that makes it worth it. You know what I mean? It makes it worth it to do this kind of stuff and keep doing it. So I appreciate Mr. C&D. I appreciate everyone coming in. George, Hazards Me, Umbrology, Albert, Reluctant Hero, anyone who's in here. Thank you guys so much. You guys rule. Great stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hope I catch the next stream at the beginning. Yeah, George. Next time I will give more warning, I promise. This had a 2-hour warning. Next time I'm gonna try to do 24 hours, okay? I'm gonna give y'all more warning, I promise. Next time. Thanks for the Rex. I was planning on building with my wife a 9800X3D build. I'm glad I'm going with the choice. Yeah, that's a great CPU, man. She's gonna love it. It's gonna kill it. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Please have a great day. Have a great weekend. If I don't see y'all before Christmas, please enjoy your Christmas or whatever holiday you subscribe to. Thank you. Appreciate it. I have a video coming out in a few days about monitors. I bought a 49-inch long boy monitor to test. It's insane. So, yeah, it's pretty funny. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. Peace. Peace.